We are the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We've been teaching the truth about this Bible since 1969. I am priest and Officer Barriat, holding down the class tonight for Officer Galawan. So tonight's topic is beware of vain talkers. Right? So we're going to start off the class with a little video of one of the biggest vain talkers that have deceived our people and brought our people into the state that we is in today, where we continually being killed from our oppressor, and there are a lot of vain talkers in the Christian church. So we're going into the topic today. Yeah.
Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. The promise that all men would be guaranteed the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Give me your heart, give me your soul, sing it with all your might. Come to the fountain and let me hear you testify.
I have a dream. This nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed.
Oh, I will give myself to you.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
Give me your heart, give me your soul, sing it with all your might. Come to the fountain and you can be satisfied. There is a peace, there is a love, you can get lost inside. Come to the fountain and let me testify.
I've been to the mountaintop.
I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
This on the mountain, rising from the ground.
I have a dream. My poor little children will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Give me your heart, give me your soul, sing it with all your might. Come to the fountain, you can be satisfied. There is a peace, there is a love, you can get lost inside. Come to the fountain, let me testify.
I have a dream. When all the soft children, black men and white men will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old spiritual. Free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Let me hear you testify.
Right. So basically, like the garbage that the Molande Gladiator Arena, because back in the day, it had the Roman Arena. Today is WWE. Every year, they celebrate that traitor and push that integration on with people. Right? He was one of the biggest vain talkers it had in Israel that contribute greatly to the destruction of the people by integrating with the oppressor.
Right.
So every year, the oppressor, again and again, they celebrate him. That's how you know you're settled, when the oppressor keeps celebrating you every year. While he's killing your people, he's celebrating you. So you give me the book of Titus 1, 10, and 11.
Book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision.
Verse 11, go ahead.
Whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake.
Right. Give me that again.
Book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse 11. Whose mouth must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake.
Right. You understand? So, this whole scripture, some Martin Luther King sums up the Christian church. There are many vain talkers and deceivers. You understand? Especially them at the circumcision. Martin Luther King, T.D. Jakes, Miles Monroe. You understand? All of them that have been deceiving with people for years. And the more they deceive with people, the more people continue to get slaughtered in the streets. And then we do the same thing, like when Martin Luther King say, when he say he want to see every little black boy and black girl joining hands together, we join hands together again with them. And this time is the Black Lives Matter movement. And right in the Black Lives Matter movement, while we protesting the death of George Floyd, we brothers and sisters and them getting lynched right within the protest itself. You understand? And the killings just continuing and continuing and continuing. Because why? You understand? Vain talkers and deceivers of the circumcision that teaching for filthy lucre's sake. You understand? Which is money. You understand? All the studying is money from the oppressor. Again, a little coins from the oppressor, and I living better than the average Negro, and that is what the teaching for. Leading with people astray for money. Give me Jeremiah 23, and you're starting from verse 16, we're going down to 32.
Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 16. Thus say the Lord of hosts, hearken not unto the words of the prophet that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of the Most High.
Right, you understand? They speak what? A vision.
Of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of the Most High.
Right, they speak a vision of their own heart and not out of the mouth of the Most High. That is why they're going to tell you, like today in the Catholic Church, when the Pope say we change the doctrine, homosexuality now is accepted in the church. You understand? That is a vision out of your own heart. You understand? Or it's okay now, Christmas morning, for me to sit down, celebrate a pagan holiday, and eat pork Christmas morning in the Christian church. The teaching out of the vain heart. You understand? Or telling you the laws of God is done away with. The teaching out of the vain heart. These things on them is not in the scriptures. Right through the Bible, you understand? The Most High never tell you the laws done away with. That's why his son say, think not that I am come to destroy the law. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Until heaven and earth pass away, not one jot or one tittle will pass from the law. And as far as we know, the earth still here. You understand? The earth still here. So you should at least use that little piece to know that the law still is in effect.
Right.
Go ahead, verse 17.
Verse 17, they say still unto them that despise me, the Lord hath said, you shall have peace. And they say unto everyone that walketh after the imagination of his own heart, no evil shall come upon you.
You understand? The Christian pastors telling you that you're going to have peace and no evil is going to come upon you. What is black and black crime? Is that an evil coming upon you? What is the coronavirus? Is that an evil coming upon you? What is the poverty and the state that we people living in? Is that an evil coming upon you?
Right.
But he's telling you, you're going to have peace. You understand? Like the scripture say, when they say peace, sudden war and destruction.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 18, for who had stood in the counsel of the Most High and had preserved and heard his word, who had marked his word and heard it.
Right. You understand? You know what the Most High plan is for this earth? You don't know if you're not in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Yahanna, who breaking down all these scriptures on them that happening in the last days. You wouldn't know. But the vain heart and the thoughts from the vain imagination, they're giving you a sense of a falseness. The healing, the hurt at the daughter of my people slightly, saying peace, peace, when there's no peace. So today we come to bring the truth to you. Beware of vain talkers.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 19, behold, a whirlwind of the Lord is going forth in a fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked.
Right. You understand? This is the time that the Lord pouring out his judgment. You follow? So now you have to listen to the word that been spoken by the prophets of the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Yahanna, and follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, and try and make the necessary changes before it's too late. Make that attempt, because you see what it is going on. Just when they feel they have a handle on the coronavirus, you hear this strain and that strain and the next strain, and they ain't even sure that the vaccine they create could take care of the new strains on them that come out. You understand? Everything shut down. No more carnival, no more partying. All them things on them shut down. So if that is not a sign, I don't know what is. You note? Verse 20.
Verse 20, the anger of the Most High shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days he shall consider it perfectly.
Right, go ahead, give me that again.
Jeremiah chapter 22 and verse 20. The anger of the Lord shall not return until he have executed, and until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days he shall consider it perfectly.
Right, you understand? In the latter days, that is what we're living in right now. In the latter days. And you're seeing everything he talk about in the book of Revelations coming to pass. You follow? So now is the time that we as a people had to know we had to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Even in the last books in the Bible, it's going to tell you have to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. The criteria getting into the kingdom of heaven can be clapping and singing in the Christian church. That can be the criteria. Or accepting gays in the Christian church. So you had to wake up, check out who is the people on them that telling you keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. You understand? Where the original word originate from. You understand? And you know how to get up and walk after this word and come out are following vain talkers in the Christian church that only teaching for filthy lucre's sake.
Right.
Go ahead, verse 21.
Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 21. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied.
You understand? The Lord had not sent them. He had not sent them. All them we are seeing the fancy suit, who trying to look like Donald Trump and asking the congregation for a private jet and asking congregation to send the children to university. All these false prophets on them, the Most High never sent them. But they're running to and fro. I said a hidden Pentecostal churches and things opening up all over the place. You understand? They're trying to take as much money as they can and live as comfortable as they can before the Most High send back his son the second time again. Go ahead.
Verse 22. But if they had stood in my counsel and had called my people to hear my words, then they should have turned them from their evil ways and from the evil of their doing.
Right. You understand? They don't ever let his people, which is the children of Israel, the blacks, Hispanics, Indians, hear his words. Because what they just do, they just go on church doctrine. They pick and choose scriptures from in the Bible that suit the agenda and they teach on these scriptures on them. They quote about 2 lines and teach on that for about 2 hours. You understand? And take your money. And then you come back the next Sunday for the same thing again. No knowledge is being disseminated. They don't even tell you bring a Bible dictionary. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 23. Am I a God at hand? Lord, I'm not a God after afar off.
Right. So he's a God at hand. And the time at the end is at hand. He's not afar off anymore. Because he coming back been prophesied thousands of years before this time. And now you're seeing all the things that he prophesied. You're seeing the plagues on them, in the book of Revelations being released. You understand? You're seeing the uproars of the people that he talk about in the scriptures, right, to show you that this is a sign when he coming back again. So now is the time for you to make that necessary change. Just like all the prophets on them in the scriptures that would have prophesied to people before destruction come, that is what the prophets of the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Yahanna is doing today. Prophesying unto you to give you that chance to come on this side, coming into the ark so that the water don't cover you. Go ahead.
Verse 24. Can any hide himself and see that I shall not see him? Saying the Lord, do not. I fill heaven and earth, saying the Lord.
Right, you understand? So there's no way you could hide from the eyes of the Most High. Just like he showed you in the book of Genesis, it have a ladder with angels going up and down, carrying reports. You understand? So there's nothing that cannot be hidden from the Most High eyes. So these is what we had to understand, and understand that we had to make the necessary adjustments and move far away from these vain and useless talkers and deceivers in the Christian church. Go ahead.
Verse 25. I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed.
Right? I have dreamed. Like the big deceiver that we just played at the beginning of the class. Right. You understand? I have dreamed. You understand? Come together with white people and everything going to be all right. That is the promised land. You understand? That is a bag of garbage. Long after he get assassinated, we people continue to get assassinated. You understand? Up to today. And it's not until Christ come back we're going to stop getting assassinated from our oppressor. So we had to wake up. Because after it spawned a whole next generation of vain and useless talkers in the Christian church that come in and telling you the same garbage like he. Integrate, join together. You understand? And we continue to get killed. That's why they say insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. How much time we integrate with these people and them, these other nations and them, and they continue to consume us. You understand? They continue to consume us. So we had to make that separation. And when I say separation, the main separation going to come when Jesus Christ comes back in Hebrew and put us in our own land. But for now, we have to separate from the doctrines, the philosophies, and the churches.
Right.
And join in together with the women and men and stay separate. Go ahead.
Verse 26. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yes, they are prophets of deceit of their own heart.
You understand? The prophets are deceit at their own heart. They're no different than the scribes and the Pharisees back in the days when Christ was on the earth. When they were saying, if we leave this man alone, he's going to take away our place and nation. That is the same thing that these people and them thinking today. You understand? If we leave this alone, we ain't go get no money again. You understand? Joe Biden ain't go give you no money again. Donald Trump ain't go give you no money again. So we have to continue perpetuating this lie, just like WWE. Just perpetuate that lie every year. And the no, it never do nothing for we people.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 27. Which thing to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they shall tell every man to his neighbor. My fathers have forgotten my name for Baal.
Right. You understand? So by the dreams, they're causing our people to forget the name of the Lord. You understand? Forget the commandments of the Lord. When he tell you, you understand? Do not take the daughters. Do not take the sons. They're going to cause you to turn your heart away from me. You understand? Their dreams are, I had a dream, every black boy and every black girl, you understand? Holding hands together. You understand? Making you forget them things on them in the scriptures. So much that when we reading it to you, you think like we put that in the Bible. You forget that in the Bible, that was always in the Bible, like the Lord's words. These how smooth these preachers on them is. Their words now starting to trump the words that are in the book. In the minds of we people. So we people have to wake up. Go ahead.
Verse 28. The prophet that had a dream, let him tell the dream. And he that hath my words, let him speak my words faithfully. What is the shaft to the weak, saying the Lord?
Right. You understand? The people that have his words had to speak his words. And the people that have his words in this time is the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA. That is the people that have his words. That is the people that saying, thus saith the Lord in this time. You understand? And bringing out every precept in this book. not bringing out church doctrine and that garbage with Martin Luther King push. Go ahead.
Verse 29. Is not my words like as a fire, say the Lord, and like a hammer, kept the rock in pieces?
You understand? That is how powerful the word of the Lord is. And as you see the prophets of the Lord teaching the word all in the I.S.U.P.K, when you watch the videos on them on YouTube and Facebook, it's like a fire and it's like a hammer on the streets because it does offend people. It does hurt people. The truth does hurt. And this is what the I.S.U.P.K does bring out. It will bring out smooth words. You understand? Don't speak unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things. Prophesy deceit. That what people like. Lies. But we're trying to save you from the fierce anger of the Lord coming upon you suddenly. You wake up and the Lord come back. When you look outside your window, you see 1,000,000 chariots in the sky. You understand? You have no more time to make that change. So we're telling you now, so you could make the necessary adjustments. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Therefore, behold, I am against the prophet, saying the Lord, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor.
Right. He against the prophets and them that steal the words. All Pastor Coffee and them, they stealing the words. The Universal Church, stealing the words. Deliverance Temple, stealing the words. Pastor Gemma and them, stealing the words. And teaching for money. Having big, massive mega churches on them. They're trying to build it as big as possible and promote it as much as possible so they could fill it out. So that every Sunday is millions of dollars they're making. And with all the money that they're making, people still suffering in the ghetto. Because all that money that they're making, none is going back in the ghetto. You understand? If these is the people are God, and you go in and gain them your money every Sunday, why the ghetto don't look better? Why don't look better? Surely they could come down in the ghetto and do something for the people and improve the situation that we're living in. But the only thing they could improve is the illusion that they put in your head. They make you feel sweeter and sweeter every Sunday. And they keep you far away from reality. Go ahead.
Verse 31. Behold, I am against the prophet, saying the Lord, that use their tongue and say, he said.
Right, you understand? He against the prophets that use the tongue and say he's saint. He's saint it's okay to eat pork. He's saint it's okay to be a homosexual in the Christian church. He's saint the laws of God pass away with that done away in the Old Testament. We're dealing with the New Testament. These is the things on them. You understand? That you would not hear nowhere else but from the prophets of the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Yahanna.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 32. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams, saying the Lord, and do them and cause my people to err by lies and by their likeness. Yet I send them not, nor therefore they shall not profit this people at all, saying the Lord.
Right. Martin Luther King did not profit our people at all. That is as plain as it is. Next side with Islam, Malcolm X did not profit our people at all. We in the same mess that we was in back in that time. It only get worse, basically. It get worse. So we follow them, you understand, for years, and we continue, and we keep on following these false prophets that live in today, the T.D. Jakes and the Pastor Coffee and all of them. It's going to be the same result. Again, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. You have to make a change. We try everything. Why not? Let me try the laws of God. The laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. We never try that. Let me try that. And that prophesied right through the scriptures that we're supposed to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Let me make a try on that. Give me Ecclesiasticus 19 and 24.
Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 19, verse 24. He that had small understanding and feared the Most High is better than one that had much wisdom and transgressed the law of the Most High.
You understand? Better your understanding be small. You understand? Better to say you're not bright. You understand? But you're keeping the laws of the Most High. Then you're claiming to be wise. You understand? It's Pastor Coffee, you're living in a castle. You understand? But right in the Christian church, they're encouraging in sinning, keeping pagan holidays, committing adultery, all kind of wickedness going on in the Christian church. And people seeing it plain and they're still following like blind sheep. Give me 2 Kings 17 and I'm reading from 13 to 15.
2 Kings chapter 17, verse 13. Yet the Most High testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, turn ye from your evil ways, and keep my commandments and my statutes, according to all the law which I command your fathers, and which I sent to you by my servants the prophets.
You understand? So you learn, you know, you had to keep the commandments. And this same thing that he's saying here, and you're going into the book of Revelations, it tells you, blessed are those who keep his commandments. You understand? That you may have life and enter into the gates, which is the gates of the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Notwithstanding, they would not hear, but hardened their necks, like to the necks, like to the neck of their fathers, that did not believe in the Most High their power.
Right. You understand? And this what you're talking about here, about us hardening our necks, that is Israel. Israel will give all kind of story. You are coming to class this Sunday. I are coming in next Sunday, you know. Yeah, next Sunday are coming. You understand? And they will not make it to start making them changes on them in their life. They always have a Nancy story to give. You understand? That's why, like Captain Katazar say, unless you're a brother, you see a brother in black, all black, meaning he's a trooper, then I start to see you fuzzy. Before that time, I not seen you at all. You understand? And that is what's going on with we people. We people full of stories, the stiff-necked and the hard-headed. It's in the DNA. But some of us, you understand, like we're waiting to see fire coming down from the sky and burning people. For we to know, get in the house of the prophets and start adjusting your life to the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. And they rejected my statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Most High had charged them, that they should not do like them.
Give me that again.
Cancel. Verse 15. That they reject his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them, that they followed vanity and became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Most High had charged them, that they should not do like them.
Right. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians not supposed to be following no heathen and no heathen religion.
Right.
No Islam with the Arabs. No Roman Catholic with the white man. No Buddhism, no Hinduism, you understand? No Islam. Give me Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha 32 and 17.
Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 32 and verse 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will.
Right. You understand? A sinful man will not be corrected, but he's going to find an excuse according to his will. You understand? Just like every time he asks you to come to class, you have an excuse. I had this to do this Sunday. I was coming this Sunday, you know, but this thing happened with my family here. I don't handle that. So I'll come next Sunday. You understand? And they always have an excuse according to the will to continue sinning. You understand? And while they give you that excuse, well, I come in next Sunday. You understand? You're home by the bar. You understand? Smoking or doing whatever. You understand? And you always find an excuse. You understand? Not to make that step forward. While time running out. Every day you put it off to make them changes, time running out. And now you're falling into the category of the foolish virgins who make no preparation. They hear Christ coming, Christ coming, Christ coming, and make no preparation. And get caught with the pants down.
Yeah. If I may, and like how you're bringing out that day again, with the excuse now, because again, you have classes every day of the week.
Yeah.
So it's not just like on a Sunday, every day.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
Exactly Sunday, every day of the week.
Exactly. Exactly. So you have no excuses. Not even like the Christian church where you go say, well, all right, there's only Sunday alone it have. So all right, that's something to do this Sunday. You understand? So if you do have, you can't come Sunday. What about Monday? What about Tuesday? What about Wednesday? Right. You understand? Thursday we online with General Mahaiman. You understand? We back on Friday. You understand? We there Saturday morning with the Sabbath service. You understand? We're doing scripture breakdown with Officer Galawan on Sunday. You understand? So then, where's the excuse? Where's the excuse? You so busy, you have something to do every day, and then you must be the prime minister, the president. You understand? And even them just make time to do what they had to do outside at the normal schedule. So what is the excuse? Give me the book of James 1 and 22, and we're going down to 25.
Book of James, chapter 1 and verse 22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves.
Right, go ahead. Give me that again.
Book of James, chapter 1 and verse 22. but be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves.
Right. You understand? Be a doer of the word. You understand? Coming into the I.S.U.P.K and start keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments at the Most High. And don't be a hearer only, deceiving yourself. You understand? We are living in library. You know much people hear this word. They know I is an Israelite and I is an Israelite. And every time you meet them, they want to have a long conversation with you. You understand? As a seer, they want to bother you from what you're doing to have some long drawn out conversation. You understand? And you know it have classes. You understand? You know everybody in the school. You understand? Get your tail in school and start making the necessary changes in your life. And stop only being a hearer. When you walk out the road, I is an Israelite, you know. I is an Israelite. And then 2 minutes after, a big post in the mouth. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 23. For if any be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass.
Go ahead.
24. For he beholdeth himself, and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was.
Right. You understand? And this goes for us also too in the body of Christ. You understand? That we had to be in this word continually. Continually, and don't forget it. You understand? Because anytime you forget it, you had the likelihood of falling back into your old ways. You understand? So we had to continue being in it, continue watching it, and continue watching it. Because the scriptures and them tell you that daily you're supposed to be going through the book of law. You understand? So you have to make that time to be in the scriptures, to keep yourself away from the old man and away from the world. Go ahead.
Verse 25.
Yeah, verse 25.
Verse 25. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty, and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer, this man shall be blessed in his deed.
Right. You understand? So we have to continue in this. That is how the Most High is going to be with us. Because all through the scriptures, anytime we turn away from the laws, statutes, and commandments, you understand? Sudden destruction has always come upon us. You understand? And right now, we people in pain from the lies in the Christian church. All the pork that they're telling you is okay to eat, it's okay to be a lesbian, and it's okay to be a homosexual. You understand? All these things and them that they're telling you, it's not doing nothing for your life. Look at the condition you're living in. I don't think it have a lower condition that we people could live in. Look at the areas that we're living in. You understand? All the heathens and them living in the nice areas, and we live in the crime-ridden and rat-infested areas of the city. All these things on them is curses. Somehow we people get so accustomed to this society, like when being called names, proverbs, and bywords, which Deuteronomy 28 prophesied. You're calling them nigger, and you're calling them, they get comfortable with it. You understand? They feel that that is how it's supposed to be. That is not how it's supposed to be. That curse. You understand? It's a curse to be like that. So we have to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High as a people. Give me Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha 27 and verse 3.
Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 27 and verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently fear of the Most High, his house shall soon be overthrown.
Right. You understand? So unless you keep yourself diligently in that fear, and if you had a fear of the Most High, you're going to do the things that the Most High say in the scriptures. You understand? The whole book is the book of law. You understand? You're going to be following these things on them. You understand? Because when you don't do it, your house will soon be overthrown. Right now, the earth is being overthrown from the coronavirus. You understand? And where to say it start from? You understand? Eating bats. Which the Lord say, you understand? These one of the things on them that you shouldn't eat. And what's going on now? So you have to look in the scriptures on them and apply it to your life. And have a great respect for the things that the Most High put in the scriptures on them. So that we could move forward as a people. Because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in the worst conditions. The worst conditions. The brothers and them in Venezuela, you understand? They're down here. Some of them not even registered. They're sleeping on the beaches. Some of them, when you're going in Sando, even the ones that are registered, they can't get no work. They say no outside KFC. You understand? They're looking like they're lost. You might be able, some of you might be able to communicate with them because of the language barrier. But you could look on the face and see the same expression that in the ghetto. The same expression that in Silots, that in Lavantil, you understand? That in all these ghettos on them. Because right now, with this pandemic, a lot of people home. You understand? A lot of people sinking underneath the waves right now. You have to count yourself fortunate. The Most High bless you and give you a little job. You understand to do. Because a lot of we home. Give me Psalms, the book of Psalms 119, 1 to 4.
Psalm 119, verse 1. Blessed are the undefiled in the way who walk in the law of the Most High.
Right, give me that again.
Psalm 119 and verse 1. Blessed are the undefiled in the way who walk in the law of the Most High.
You understand? If you're walking in the laws of the Most High, you're going to be blessed. Regardless of the times that you're living in. You understand? Because he's going to give the angels charge over you to keep you because you're keeping his ways. All the brothers and them in the I.S.U.P.K and the sisters in the I.S.U.P.K keeping them because they're keeping his ways. And all the ones on them that not keeping the ways, you're hearing them getting shoot down in the ghetto. You understand? You're hearing this one daughter jump in a car and you never hear nothing about she again. You understand? All the curses are Deuteronomy 28. You understand? That say your body will be like meat on the ground for the fowls of the air and the animals on them to feast on will come to pass. You understand? Your only protection is keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Because there are always unguarded moments. And in this time, the coronavirus, food prices going up, home invasions increasing, you understand? The unguarded moments going up also. So this is something you have to understand. That is your only defense against what the Lord pouring out in this time. Because the priority of the Lord right now is to play out all the prophecies in this book. You understand? That's why he say we'll shorten the time and bring this time to an end. And let people come back into rulership. So if you don't stand in the laws, statutes, and commandments, you're going to get swept away with the flood that He pouring out on the earth. Give me Philippians 2 and 12.
The book of Philippians chapter 2 and verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now, much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Remember that again.
The book of Philippians chapter 2 and verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my presence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Right. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Now is the time to work out your salvation. We here teaching the word to you, telling you that you need to gather with your people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and keep the law of the Lord. Now is the time for you to work out your salvation. Count it as a blessing for you to see the priests and prophets of the I.S.U.P.K bringing this word to you now. It's going to come a time that so much a death and famine going to be on the earth, you understand, that the earth is going to be silenced. You mightn't be in a state where you're able to sit down home, you understand, in your house and watch this that coming to you right now. You understand? Bodies will be rotting in homes. That time coming. So now is the time for you to make that necessary adjustment and come out of the house of vain talkers and deceivers in the Christian church. All them that are abandoned and singing and dancing, not that time. Now is not the time for singing and dancing. Now all praises side, I shut down all them carnivals on them all across the world. Now is not no time for no singing and no dancing. That time gone. This is the end that we're living in right now. Give me the book of Baruch 4, and you're reading from 1 to 3.
The book of Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Right, give me that again.
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
You understand? So, what he's telling you here, this is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. You understand? So, if he's telling you here that the law endureth forever, Christian pastor tell you that the laws of God passed away with. As far as I know, you understand, from understanding English language, you understand, forever means, you understand, with beyond time, you understand, this time, the next generation, the generation after that, the generation after that, when Christ come back, you understand, that is what forever means. So how you could tell me the laws of God pass away, that done away with? You understand? We serve too hard to make diligence, and we time to pick up the Bible and read it. You understand? Because the Lord tell you, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So you have to pick up the Bible and read it. Follow the prophets and the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Yahanna, and you get the understanding also. You understand? But these things on them, this year, that the brother just read out, that nothing no deep parables, that easy to be understood. Forever means forever. Forever don't means the laws of God pass away with. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the path of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
Right. You understand? So when he's talking about the law and the commandments in verse 1, in verse 2, he's telling you, be O Jacob. O Jacob, which is today is the 12 tribes of Israel, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He never say turn ye everybody. You understand? He never say turn ye, I have a dream that we should integrate. He said turn ye, O Jacob. Jacob, the blacks, Hispanics, the Native Indians. And take hold of the law. Because he created that for you. All the other things on them that he hidden on them just be perpetrating, bowing down to the dumb rock in Mecca, and bowing down to the dumb rock in the Catholic Church, the Hail Mary, Mother of God. You understand? Leave them with the garbage. You understand? That is for them, that is not for you. The laws of God is for you. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
You understand? Couldn't say it better. So this, don't give it to no strange nation. You're not black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. This has nothing to do with you. This has nothing to do with you. And don't let people of a strange nation say they're teaching you the Bible. All them Elamite churches, which is the so-called East Indian in Trinidad and Tobago, who trying to teach you the Bible, that had nothing to do with them. And all the Joyce Meyer and the Joyce team, who are the nation of Edom, who is the so-called white man, this book had nothing to do with them. So these what you need to understand. Turn ye, O Jacob, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. Give me Proverbs 19 and 16.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 19 and verse 16. He that keepeth the commandment keepeth his own soul, but he that despiseth his ways shall die.
Right. You understand? He that keepeth the commandments keepeth his own soul. Simple example of that. All the brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K who choose to walk away from whatever they was doing in the world, all was gang banging, all was drug dealing. You understand? They keeping the life today. They're alive every week to come and teach classes. You understand? The sisters are alive every week to do the duties in the school. But those who remain, who despise the law, who hear the word and say, boy tell what I had to make money. You understand? They're dying in the streets. They're dying in the streets. If they're not in the news today, they're in the news tomorrow. And if they're not in the news tomorrow, 3 months down the road, they're in the news. So these way you have to understand. Like the scripture say, idleness teaches much evil. How much time you go roll the dice and go on a drug run and get through? How much times? How much time you go roll the dice? You understand? And go in, if you're from Rasta City, go in Muslim territory and shoot up the place and come out. How much times? All you're doing is playing Russian roulette with your life. Like all you're doing. And the Most High say your life worth something, black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. Your life worth something. If you listen to the heathens and them, you go feel your life ain't worth nothing. You understand? Because the fella calling you cockroach and pest, good for nothing, waste of time. But your life is worth something. And it's better to have an honorable death than to die like a dog in the streets.
Right.
Give me 2 Peter 1 and 10.
Book of 2 Peter, chapter 1 and verse 10. Wherefore, other brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, ye shall never fail.
Right. You understand?
Fall.
Huh?
Fall, never fall.
Oh. Can. Right. So, basically, what the scriptures and them letting you know, make your calling and election sure. You're supposed to be in the I.S.U.P.K. now, doing the works of the Lord. You understand? Building up your deeds, talking to your people and them until your voice gets sore. You understand? So that you will be in the favor of the Most High when He send His Son the second time again. That is what you're supposed to be doing. Making sure that your calling is an election sure. If you hear this word, you understand? Now is the time. You understand? To hear that calling, to walk forward, get to any I.S.U.P.K school near you. You understand? Whether you're hearing this word in Trinidad or in Jamaica or in the United States, now is the time. You understand? To wake up and move forward and make sure that you're on the right side.
Right.
Make sure you're in the ark because a flood coming. And this flood that coming, this will be the last flood. Give me the book of Psalms 94 and 16.
The book of Psalms, chapter 94 and verse 16. Who will raise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
You understand? This is the question that the Lord asking. You understand? No. You're hearing this right now on the internet. This is what the Lord asking you. Who will rise up for me against evildoers? Who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? You understand? Who going to stand up against the LGBTQ association in this time and say, hey, what they're doing is wrong? Who going to stand up against it? Because a lot of we people and them just keeping their mouth shut about everything that's going on in society. They have nothing to say. They could move the earth underneath the foot. They have nothing to say. You understand? It's not until they vanish away, then you go hear the screams. But they have nothing to say about everything that's going on in this society. That's why the society in a mess. And it's just few brothers and sisters that choosing to stand up, sacrifice their life, sacrifice the time, sacrifice the moments they could be having with the family, you understand, to bring this word out. That could reach you. So the Lord asking you, who is going to fight for him? And this walk that we walk in need more brothers and sisters. You understand? Because the harvest is plenteous, you understand, but the laborers is few. So we need more brothers and sisters to enroll into the army of Christ and to do this work. Because we alone can't do it. We need more brothers and sisters to come in. The more brothers and sisters come in, is the faster that this book here could fulfill. And the faster that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians could be in a state of peace, could finally, the souls at the feet could get rest, finally. You understand? Because as it says in the curses, the souls at our feet would not have no rest. You understand? Give me John 10, 24 and 29.
Book of John, chapter 10 and verse 24. Then came the Jews round about him and said unto him, How long dost thou make us to doubt? If thou be the Christ, tell us plainly.
Right, you understand? So these Jews and them basically second guessing Christ. You understand? And they're asking him, doubts in them. So they're asking him, tell us plainly, are you the Christ that prophesied to come? Go ahead.
Yahweh answered them and told them, And ye believe not the works that I do in my Father's name. They bear witness of me.
You understand? So notice say, and ye believe not the works that I do in my Father's name. You understand? So that cut the bullshit that's being teach in the Catholic Church about the Holy Spirit, Christ, which is the Son of the Most High, and the Father is one. You understand? Like garbage. Go ahead.
Verse 26. But ye believe not, because ye are not of my sheep.
Right. Go ahead.
As I said unto you, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
Right. You understand? My sheep, they hear my voice, and I know, and they follow me. You understand? It's automatic. You hear that word, it take hold of your spirit, and I hear everything, I hear Islam, I hear Christianity. You understand? I hear all kind of different things, all kind of different doctrine, Egyptology. You understand? But when you hear this word, you know this is the truth. And you start to follow it. You understand? Anytime you ain't doing that, you're not a fool. This word going to take hold of you, and you're going to come back to remembrance that, hey, you understand? I am one of his disciples. Because reincarnation, you understand, is real. Just like when he was here before, he take hold of your soul and you used to follow him. In this time, you're going to do the same thing again. And if you're not doing that, and you're just giving an excuse all the time why you cannot come to class, then use of the world. Go ahead.
Verse 28. And I gave unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand.
Right?
my Father which gave them Salakia, my Father which gave them me, and all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand.
Right. You understand? So regardless of what's going on in these times, all the different philosophies and all the different doctrines that we people trapped in, like how fishes be trapped in a net, you understand? You're going to come out tight. You're going to come out tight. Piece by piece, you're going to come out tight and you're going to come to the service of the Lord. You understand? Once you belong to Him. If you don't belong to Him, you're going to stay in the world and keep doing what you're doing until either you die from it or Christ come back and meet you doing the same damn thing. Go ahead.
Verse 30. I and my Father are one.
You understand? And when he say I and my Father are one, he just means we are in the same agreement. You understand? We agree together. If I say we're going right, the Son say we're going right, the Father say we're going right, the Son is going to say the same thing. Not going to say nothing different. You understand? They are the same mind, same judgment. When a Christian see that, they just think Holy Trinity and all that garbage because they don't understand the scriptures. Give me Matthew 8, 21 and 22.
Matthew chapter 8 and verse 21. And another of his disciples said unto him, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. Verse 22.
Go ahead.
But Jehoshua said unto him, follow me and let the dead bury the dead.
Right. You understand? So basically in this work that we're doing here, it is require sacrifice. It require times that you might want to spend with your son and your daughter. You understand? Times you might, as a single brother, probably in the truth, you might want to go out and club and meet a single female. Now. You understand? And you just had to put these things on them behind, adjust it for a different time when you do have the work of the Lord to do, and come out and do the work of the Lord. You understand? So it's no excuse for a man on the block. You understand that you can't come out and do this work because it's our brothers and sisters that are doing it week in and week out. Sacrificing the time. You understand? Time when you could be doing something else. You understand? Probably relaxing, taking some breeze, eating some ice cream. You understand? Laughing with the children. You understand? To be doing this work. So it had no excuse. You understand? If them could do it as well, you understand? You could make the adjustments and come out and do it as well. Because a human being, just like yourself, flesh and blood, just like yourself, who doing this work. So then you could do it too. You understand? No DC comic Superman and all them kind of garbage, right? Just in the movies. You understand? You could get up and also walk after Christ. Give me Matthew 4, 18 to 22.
Matthew chapter 4 verse 18.
Go ahead.
And Yahushua, walking by the sea of Galilee, saw two brethren, Simeon called Peter, and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into, for they were fishers.
Go ahead.
Verse 19. And he said unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 20. And they straightway left their net and followed him.
You understand? Straight away, they left what they was doing and follow Christ. And it's the same thing, brothers and sisters in this truth. From the time they hear that word, Deuteronomy 28. You understand? They want to know where it's coming from. You understand? It touching the spirit, it touching the soul. Like, hey, this is real. You understand? I hear plenty things on them before, you know. But you see, this here is real. Because I could see all these curses on them, on my people on them. So this here is real. Nobody can tell me that this do apply to me and do apply to my people. Go ahead.
Verse 21. On from thence he saw another two brethren, James the son of
Zebedee,
and John his brother, in a ship, and Zebedee their father, mending their nets, and he called them. Verse 22. And they immediately left the ship and their father and followed him.
you understand? So they heard Christ, you understand? And immediately they follow him. Just like in this time, we hear the words of Christ, and immediately we get up and leave what we're doing and follow him. You understand? And it's that same spirit right now that roaming through the earth. You understand? That spirit of Christ galloping through the earth. You understand? So now is the time, you understand, that we have to make that necessary change and follow the word. Don't play stiff-necked and stiff-hearted like we forefathers and them. When they hear this word, they choose to do their own thing. You understand? Now let me go back to the golden calf. Now we should go back to Egypt. You understand? Learn from them examples. Give me Matthew 10:35 to 39.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 35. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foe shall be they of his own household.
You understand? The Lord making sure He proving you. You understand? On this work. So He letting you know what's going to happen in your household. You wake up and you following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. But your mother ain't wake up. You understand? Other members of your family, them ain't wake up. And now you and them at variance. You understand? Day by day, you at variance with them. I always remember the time that I wake up. You understand? My mother tell me, you know this? You understand? Imagine my mother telling me, I know the person that she know, she whole life. You understand? I somebody different. And from that time to now, she does move like she's my enemy. You understand? We know one another, you know. We know his son and mother. But it knows that is the enemy. You understand? And anybody that not following after this word, that not keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, making them necessary adjustments, still staying in the Christian church, still staying in the Muslim mosque, going to be an enemy. You're going to be living in a household of enemies. You understand? That's just how plain it is. That's the way that the Lord set it. Go ahead.
Verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
Go ahead.
And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
You understand? So these things that you love, because you don't have no man that will love the mother or I love the daughter. You understand? Brothers who are children and thing, you understand? As you know, Benjamin is a tribe, the close to the family. They love the family, they do all for the family. You understand? And you still had to sacrifice your time that you would be spending with them to come out and do the work of the Most High. You understand? And it's a hard thing, but that is what the Most High does do. He always is prove his servants on them. You understand? That is something hard and not something easy to do. Because we are people, we love with children. We love family life. You understand? We ain't too much like Esau, you understand? Going up in space and jumping off, parachuting from space down to the earth. We know all them kind of stuff in this. We love family life. You understand? The simple things, you understand, is we blessings. Like the songwriter say. But these is the things. Sometimes you just have to give up on this work. You will come up with that. You understand? You will come up with that. Because as servants, you will be proven. Go ahead.
Verse 39, he that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it.
Right. You understand? You want to hear this word, but you're putting the family first. You understand? Well, I hear what the brothers and them saying, you know, in my spirit, I know is the truth, but you know, the family, my whole family is Catholics. And if I go against that, you know, they will look at me as an outcast. You understand? And I just hardly have time after work. And I had to spend time with my children and them. You understand? You keep saying that, and you see what it is going on right now on the earth. You understand? You're trying to save your life. The Most High going to make sure you're going to lose it. You understand? In some tragic way, because you don't want to walk after him. And the ones that are losing it now, you understand? The family time we could have been spending now with the family, we out here doing the work at the Most High, we're going to find we life when he come back again the second time. We're going to have hundreds and hundreds of years to enjoy with children. You understand? And the soul that we put going to finally get a rest. Give me Matthew 19, 16, and we're going down to 24.
Matthew chapter 19 and verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life?
You understand? So, this man walked up to him and asked him, What shall I do to inherit eternal life? You understand? He was talking to the king, Yahweh in Hebrew, Jesus Christ. You understand? In the English, what the world know him as. Go ahead.
Verse 17. And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is the Most High.
You understand? So right here, he's showing you, he take that praise off him and he give the praise to the Most High. So right there and then, this is another indicator, because the Christian church does always be talking about Jesus, 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 Jesus. All in the Catholic church, the Pentecostal church, they don't ever acknowledge the Father. You understand? Unless they're dealing with the Trinity. You understand? Then they just acknowledge him. But most of the time, always be talking in Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. They don't give the Father you respect. And one time, his son, let you know, you understand? Don't call me great. There's one that good, and that the Father which is in heaven. Go ahead.
But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 18. He said unto him, which Yahushua said, Thou shalt not do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not bear false witness.
Go ahead.
Verse 19.
Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt have love thy neighbor as thyself.
You understand? So you're showing them all the different aspects of the law. Go ahead.
Verse 20. The young man said unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet?
You understand? So he boasting that I keep all these things on them from my youth up. You understand? You're asking the Lord. Well, go ahead.
Verse 21. And Yahweh said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give the poor, and thou shalt not have treasures in heaven.
Thou shalt have treasures in heaven. You understand? So go ahead.
And come and follow me.
You understand? So you tell him, give up the things that in them that you have. You understand? And walk after me. Come and follow me. Go ahead.
Verse 22. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowfully, for he had great possession.
Son, he could not have give up the riches of this world to walk after Christ. And that is the challenge that a lot of our people in society have. A lot of these people and them that teaching lies in the Christian church, you feel you don't know that the I.S.U.P.K had the truth, that teaching the truth, you think they don't know that? But all that money in the collection plates, they could never give up that to teach the truth. You understand? To leave and go and dress up in all black and start all over again, and for people to say that I'm in a cult, they can't do that. You understand? To walk around and look like some strange thing, walking up and down with your pants with fringes on it, they could never do that. You understand? And that is what is separate them, you understand, from walking after Christ. Because the life that they build, you understand, and everything around it, they could never give up that to walk after the truth. Go ahead. Verse 23.
Then said Yahweh unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Read that again.
Matthew chapter 19 and verse 23. Then said Yahweh unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven.
You understand? No, we're not telling you it's impossible as a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. He's not telling you that no rich man ain't going to enter into the kingdom of heaven. You understand? But what he's trying to show you here is a rare thing. You understand? Because we had rich forefathers like Abraham. You understand? And other rich forefathers on them in the scriptures. But riches for some of we people is a snare. That lifestyle at this world, they cannot separate it to walk after the Lord, or even to spend any of the riches that they accumulate to help the poor or the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They cannot do it. So it's a snare unto them and a stumbling block unto them. Go ahead.
Verse 25. No, verse 24. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Right. So you give a comparison there. You understand how hard it is for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. That lifestyle that them living, you understand? Even though they're seeing the people and them suffering, they're probably living in some rich area amongst the heathens and them, and enjoying a beautiful life. They're not going to give up that, you understand, to come on the streets and teach on people to say, well, you're going mad, boy. Come to you, boy. You're going mad, you join them mad people and them who dress up in black. You understand? with this thing on the pants. You understand? You are madman, boy. You gonna join Barriat and Makwa and them mad people and them. We cannot see them as mad since back in the days. You understand? You gonna join that cult? These is the things on them they can't give up. You understand? That pride of life. You understand? Become a stumbling block onto a lot of we people. So they're sick with what they know lies in the Christian church. Because that is accepted amongst men. Give me Mark 8 and 34.
I can. I'm still like 8 and 34.
Yeah, the book of Mark 8 and 34, and you're going down to 38.
The book of Mark, chapter 8 and verse 34. And when he had called the people unto him, with his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross and follow me.
You understand? This walk requires you to deny yourself the things of this world that keeping you from moving forward. You understand? Because there are a lot of things that we people trap in that keeping them from coming forward. As the general, let's say, come as you are. You understand? Come in the state that you are, you is, and make the necessary changes as you go along. But then it has some of us, some of the things we really need to detach ourselves from it. You understand? The gang lifestyle, like something that is follow you. Sometimes things that you do, men ain't forget it. You understand? And you had to come into the school and let the Lord give that mercy and take off that mark that you have on you. You understand? Because some of we mark for death. You understand? And it's only the Lord to take off that marker off for you. Go ahead.
Verse 35. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life for my sake, the gospels, the same shall save it.
You understand? So you're trying to save your life by whatever means you're using in the world, you're still going to lose it. But if you sacrifice it for the Lord and for the gospel, for teaching this gospel to the four corners of the earth, you're going to save your life. You understand? He's going to reward you with eternal life when you come back again the second time.
Right.
Every time you come back on the earth, you're going to be in his favor. But you have to make that step and come forward. You understand? You can't stay in the shadows on them. You have to come forward. Even though people might say you're not cult. You understand? You have to toughen up from words of people. Because at the end of the day, the words that people telling you, you can't take it and put it in a bag and say it's a bag of money and get groceries from it. You understand? The words can't do nothing for you at the end of the day. It don't change your circumstance or your situation. Go ahead.
Verse 36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Go ahead.
Verse 37. Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
You understand? What is going to profit you to gain everything? You understand? And lose your place into the kingdom of heaven. Because in this time it had nothing to gain. It had nothing to gain again. You might gain all the material things of the world today, and tomorrow the coronavirus could take you. You understand? Or you gain it today, and tomorrow a home invasion, you fall victim to a home invasion, and you lose everything. The only safety you have is to be under the shadow of the Almighty. That's the only safety that you have. You have no other safety. All the money that you have and you think you could buy a security, you understand? Them same security might come and kill you.
Right.
The only security you have is under the shadow of the Almighty. Go ahead.
Verse 38. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels.
Right. You understand? So the shame that you're having for the Lord, true to know. But I can't go on that side. Now, boy, people go say I'm in a cult. You understand?
Right.
People go say I join up in a group with madmen and mad women. You understand? So better stay in the Christian church because the Christian church is accepted amongst men. You understand? When the Lord come, he also going to be ashamed of you. And these brothers and sisters that you see dressing up like Power Rangers at the side of the streets, you understand? The Lord going to clothe them gloriously when he come again the second time. And just like these people and them you're praising, you understand, the oppressor and them in England now they're living in as kings and queens. We're going to be the kings and queens of this earth. You understand? Because we bear the shame. You understand? I've been called, you're in a cult. You understand? We bear the shame of this world, which is nothing. You understand? Which really and truly is nothing. We will bear it over and over, day in and day out. Because we don't give a shit about what the world think about we. You understand? We don't give a shit when they say that biker group there. What kind of strange thing is down your pants there? You understand? We don't give a shit about that. Because we know what the end game is. We see in the big picture. You understand? You keep holding on to the Christian church and keep holding on to a nice social life. You understand? I guarantee you just now you're going to lose it. You're going to leave, you're going to lose everything. You understand? And when you hear your poor brothers and sisters and them crying, the Venezuelans and them, you understand? And you're turning your back on them, as the scripture say, when you turn your back on the poor, you also is going to cry and you will not be heard. Give me the book of Luke 5 and 27, and you're going down to 28. There's nothing to gain again in this world. If you really understand, you hear this word, and you understand what's going on in this time.
Book of Luke, chapter 5 and verse 27. And after these things, he went forth and saw a publican named Levi sitting at the receipt of custom. And he said unto him, Follow me. Verse 28. And he left all, rose up, and followed him.
You understand? One time he leave, what he doing? And he follow him. You understand? A swift action. He ain't give him excuses and say, well, I will follow you tomorrow. I will follow you the next day. Don't worry, remember I tell you I was coming, I coming through still, you know. Nah, don't worry yourself now, man. I coming through. You understand? It's just a little things I get caught up in, but I come in for sure. You understand? When will you gather in again? You understand? Next Friday, yeah, I come in. You understand? You keep following that cycle and see where it will lead you to. One day you're going to wake up and the king, Yahweh going to be back here. You understand? And that time it will be too late to follow the men in the I.S.U.P.K. The sisters in the I.S.U.P.K. that keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. It will be too late. You understand? It will be like in the days of Noah. The ark going to be closed at that time. You understand? The close sign you see sometime in them stores on them. You understand? When it switch from open to close, when it flick around from open to close, that is what's going to happen in that day. It's going to be too late. And they're going to be wailing and gnashing at teeth for who on the outside. Give me 1 Maccabees 2:26 and they're going down to 27. First Maccabees 2 and they're reading from 26 and they're going down to 27.
First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 26. Thus deal he zealously for the law of the Most High, like as Phoenice did unto Zamri, the son of Solomon. Verse 27. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me.
Right. So these were the I.S.U.P.K is saying in this time. You understand? If you're really zealous of the law of the Most High, you care about it, you understand? And you care about following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, coming into the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Yahanna, and join with like-minded people like you, and keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. You understand? Like he said, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, let me come together and gather. Because we try all the doctrines of the heathen and it's not working for we. It obviously working for them because their communities, you understand, they're living comfortable. And in our communities, we're living in hell. And we're struggling day by day to survive. It's really give us this day our daily bread, because day by day we feeding with children. You understand? They could sit down and see 20 years from now. You understand? The children eating normal, going university normal. You understand? According to Hidden, one of them answered and them at time I was working down on the port in library. You understand? We have enough money that 10 generations of we family could do nothing at all and live comfortable. You understand? You not in that comfortable place, black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You understand? So you are to understand this is the last train out of town. And if you miss this train, it's sudden destruction going to fall upon you and upon your household. These what you are to understand. Give me the book of Numbers 14:21 to 24.
Numbers chapter 14, verse 21. But as surely as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Most High.
You understand? As the Lord lives, his glory is going to fill this earth. And all these false doctrines on them are going to fall. And the people that standing on these false doctrines are going to fall. When these false doctrines fall, Go ahead.
Verse 22. Because all those men which have seen my glory, which I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and have tempted me, now these 10 times to my voice.
You understand? So you reminding you of the past, of the things that happened. As the brother Paul said, the things aforetime are written for learning. You understand? So they didn't listen to the word of the Lord. You not listening to the word of the Lord. Let me see what happen. Go ahead.
Verse 23. Surely they shall not see the land which I swear unto their fathers, neither shall any of them that provoke me see it.
You understand? That land that he say going to come back and gather us back, with the Christian churches called the rapture. You understand? Which is really the gathering of the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand? When we king come back the second time. That land, that gathering, when he gathering us to go back to the land, you will not see that at all. You understand? If you continue following these false doctrines on them. Go ahead.
Verse 24. But my servant got left because he had not a spirit with him, and had followed me fully with him, will I bring into the land whereinto he went, and his seed shall possess it.
You understand? So if you follow the Most High fully, you're going to be in the land of Israel again. You're going to be out of this hell. You understand? And we're going to be in a better place. And finally, the children of Israel, the soul and the feet will have rest upon the face of this earth. And with that, we pass the class on to priest and officer Shah.
Security announcement. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of Gen.YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves off the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to another brother or sister. There's another 6 months which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is the commandment. You can find it in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means 10 in Hebrew, as long as my share. 10% of every penny increase the Most High gives you, give to your treasury department or teacher priest fund. Free will offering for priests. Non-mandatory, whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. Purim, the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. That will be Thursday, February the 25th, and Friday, the 26th February, 2021. You can find this in Book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 to 31. Remind your actions and aquatiums to check on social media such as I.S.U.P.K, Facebook, Twitter, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and material. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he start wearing all black, which includes black boots, light shirt, light pants, light headband or scarf. That we say much sir on the dump stand and face east. You gonna say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew?
Abanawa, Abashamayam, Dash, I.S.U.P.K, Yahweh, Abaka, Matazaka, Ayah, Aisha, Aratiza, Kawa, Ayah, Ashamayam, Tan, Nanawa, Akam, Kal, Yawam, Masalaknoa, Wakinoa, Masalakinoa, Wakinoa, Mala'a, Tabianoa, Masayawan, Abal, Oshainoa, Mayan, Rai, Ayah, Aka, Malakwat, Wahala, Wataparat, Wayanomium, Aman.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh, thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth, as it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread.
Forgive us.
And forgive us
our debts.
our debt.
As we forgive.
Our
debtors. And lead us not. Into temptation. But deliver us. From evil. For thine is the kingdom. The power and the glory. Forever. So be it.
You're going to see the Hakat, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Abukasha, Yakananawa, Akat, Afra, Hamakala, Wakal, Madawan, Wakat, Lata, Atamardarium, Akat, Lahakwayam, Amatayam, Akat, Ayakawat, Atamala, Lagarishon, Basham, Oshai, Wadaman.
To say the power in English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it.
We're going to see the blessings. Barak, Ata, Yahweh, Yahushai, Wamakiala, Lahayam, Matazabia, Alewapiahana, Alewapiam, Asaranyam, Akwat Tazalianyam, Akwat Yalyam, Watiam, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Wadaman.
See the blessings in English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding GEN.YAHANNA, the generals, captains, officers, troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. When they say the I.S.U.P.K curses, blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. That speak against us. Thy prophets. The teachers. The princes. The priests. The Israelite brothers. And the schools. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. And shake loose the treasures of the rich of Israel. That refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. To enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. And the nations. And their drug dealers. The court system. Prison system. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemies. Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, Skinheads, Quasi-Komatazi, the gay movement, lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airwaves, cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of our people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathens that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushai, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that had done it. Cause it to be spread throughout the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. Always. So be it.
We're going to say, bless Israel, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Shalala, Safarium, Barak,
Commander General, Captain, Officer, Troopers, Sisters, Children, Students, Destroyer of Israel, brothers and sisters fighting the community, brothers and sisters in the truth, I.S.U.P.K worldwide, and their family, I.S.U.P.K Trinidad and their family, I.T.I.S.H.A, Tamar, Commanding General, Captain, Officer, Troopers, Sisters, Children, all the destroyer of Israel, Kayawana, Shariah, Kintian family, Muslim family, Koto family, Fletcher family.
Commanding General Yahanna, all the generals, all the captains, all the officers, all the troopers, all the students, Shamka, Kaya, Yapa, Para.
Brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K, brothers and sisters fighting community truth, Children and babies in I.S.U.P.K, Francois family, Brown family, Zion, Wesleyan, Daniela, Jamilia, Ashida, Chantel, Nima, Khadija, Trisha.
All the brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K, all the brothers and sisters fighting to come into the truth, and mercy and the destroyer of Israel, the Bawa, Alicia, Aliyah, Teresa, Joyce.
Bashem, Yahushai, Tawadaman.
Lord, in the name of Yahushai, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it.
Sir, let's get a teacher one quickly to Imagine Chabat. Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Shai Brakatah.
Yahweh Sham Yahweh Shai Brakathum.
Yadimata. Let's get sisters online. 1.2. Sa. Majim Shabbat. Majim. Rock.
Yahweh Shema Latan Basham Yahweh Shai.
Yadimata. Start with Miss.